once there was a melody that came from the depths of me.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make low poly trees in Blender. Now, I made this tutorial a while back and I got a lot of people asking me to use my voice, so here you guys go and let's get started. So first off, what you're going to want to do is set Blender render to cycles render. Now if you're importing these into Unity, you're going to want to leave it on Blender render, or else your colors are going to be gone. So in this case, I'm not going to be importing them, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that on cycles render. So now what you're going to want to do is double tap A, select everything, and delete and enter. So now on to making the tree. So first off, we're going to make the pine tree. So what you're going to want to do is click on create and cylinder, and go ahead and set the vertices to 5 or 6 depending on what you want. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on 5. We're going to go ahead and set the viewing to front and orthogonal mode. Go ahead and go into edit mode, Z, and scale it down. Now what we're going to be doing first is creating the trunk. So this is very simple. You just want to grab the top faces and bring them up, and also scale them down. And then we're going to go ahead and create a loop cut at the bottom, form sort of a stump shape. I'm pretty happy with that. So now we're going to create the leaves. What you want to do is go ahead and create a cone. And I'm going to set the vertices to 6, but like I said, 5 or 7 or 6 also works perfectly fine. So I'm going to go ahead and center this. There we go. And just do the same thing, but this time what we're going to do is bring it up and scale it on the Z-axis to be almost flat, about there. So now that we got that, we're going to just adjust the corners a little bit to give it a more natural look. Now you don't have to do this, but for the art style I'm going for, I'm going to go ahead and do so. Alright, now we're going to hollow out the bottom. To select the bottom face, press E and scale it down. Extrude it again, scale it down. And there you go. Now this is... Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and select front view, and I'm just going to start creating the leaves for my tree. And there we go. Now as you can see, the top of the trunk is sticking out. It's a very simple fix. Just select the top face, bring it down, and there you go. Alright, so now we got the pine tree done. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and color it. What you're going to want to do first is select all of the leaves and join them together. And now go to the material tab and go ahead and click new. I'm going to name this pine leaves. And just select whatever color you want. I'm going to go for a nice bright vibrant color. And as you can see, that is our tree coloring. Alright, so now for the trunk. And there we go. Now the last thing to do is join them together. And there we go. Okay, so now moving on to the palm tree. Now, first what we're going to do is create the trunk. Just want to create a cylinder. But this time what we're going to do is we're going to select the top. And we're going to scale it up. And just sort of create a cup shape. And this is what's going to form the trunk. Alright, so now you can create any shape you want. I'm just going to go ahead and have it curve downwards. This is entirely up to you. Alright, and I'm happy with that shape, so there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and create the leaves. What you're going to want to do is create a plane, and go ahead and scale it on the Y and X axis, so you've sort of created a rectangle. Now go ahead and create 2 loop cuts right down the middle. Go ahead and thin out these edges. I'm going to go ahead and slope this part downwards. I'll slope the bottom a little bit. Now go ahead and bring up the middle vertice and extrude them slightly upwards. And I'm pretty happy with how that looks. So now what we're going to do is create a sort of circle of leaves. Alright, and the last thing we're going to do for the leaves is go ahead and create an icosphere and set the subdivisions to 1. Go ahead and scale that down and put it right in the middle. You can go ahead and scale it on the Z-axis just a little bit. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. So now to join them all together, now just to position them on the top of the palm tree. And there we go. So now to color them. And there we have our palm tree. Lastly, just join it together, and there we go. Alright, and lastly, our just normal oak tree, or just whatever you want to call it. So what we're going to do is create a cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on 5 vertices, and just sort of do the same thing as the pine tree. But this time what we're going to do is when we extrude it up, we're going to make a little curve. But this is completely up to you. You don't have to have this. Now to create some branches. And there we have our tree trunk. Go ahead and rotate the branches a little bit in different directions. And I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Now just to join them all together. Alright, so now moving on to the leaves. So what I'm going to do here is create an icosphere and go ahead and bring the subdivisions up to about 3. Go ahead and scale them on the Z-axis. And that looks pretty good. So now it's just a matter of placing them wherever you want them, and this can take a while. Alright, now I'm pretty happy with that. You can add more or less if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it how it looks. So now what we're going to do is select all of the leaves and join them together. And then we're going to go ahead and add a decimate modifier. And go ahead and bring down the ratio so that it looks a little more lower poly. And I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Now just to color these and we will be done. And there we go. Now just join them together. And there we have it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please don't hesitate to give this video a like. That lets me know that you guys like these and that I should keep doing them. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.